You ready?
Yeah, man.
We doing this? All right,
Let's do it.
So Joe Rogan's leaving YouTube and going exclusively to Spotify for $100 million.
100 million. That's a crazy number. Can you imagine?
It's a crazy acquisition.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's because now podcast streamers, like it's becoming commonplace now for these big budget moves, man.
Yeah.
These deals. $100 million, man.
Yeah, and his show is huge. He's been branching out. He seems like he's not he doesn't discriminate. Like, he lets everybody with a wide range of opinion get on there and speak their truth or whatever. Like, you know, he does
what they feel to be the truth.
Yeah, no, and he's not afraid to tell you you're wrong to your face. So there's definitely an audience that he's kind of mastered captivating them, and it shows. It's interesting that Spotify though would want him because his show seemed like it was important to be very visual.
Yeah, and he kills it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He kills it on YouTube, and I don't ever listen to just the audio of Rogan's podcast. I'm always watching it.
Yeah,
because I find it very interesting.
Yeah, so it's weird. Anytime I see somebody accept a deal like that from a big corporation, I wonder like why. So, like for me, and you and I never really talked about this too much. For me, back when I started making music and stuff like that, like the idea of a record deal never made sense to me, because from what little we know, it's pretty much been agreed that like if you sign a record label contract with like a big company, you're gonna get like after costs and everything, you'll take home like 5-10% of what you actually made on your albums and stuff like that.
But your reach will get, well,
that's
the
what
old
they
days.
hope. That's what they hope.
Yeah.
That's what the record label's supposed to do, is get you a reach that you wouldn't be able to attain yourself. Fast forward to 2020.
Now here we are, Chance the Rapper, doing his thing, and a lot of these young producers, man, a lot of these young artists are killing it from home, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure what a record label is offering in terms of the cost benefit type of thing. Like, you sign away your likeness, your voice, like you no longer belong to yourself.
You don't
like,
own your own catalog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not yours.
The label does.
Yeah, and they can throw your face on toys and T-shirts and stuff like that, and you have no say after that. So
you could put us on a T-shirt.
No, you can't.
Sell my likeness. I want $100 million.
I'm not cashing out.
I know, I'm messing with you, man.
But that's what I wonder, right? Like I wonder, you know, if that check, you know, at $100 million, if that's true anyway. Like, were you really? Is that really what you were waiting for, or could you have waited it out a little longer and got more in the long run? Like, I heard, who was it? Who sings the Lion King soundtrack that does the voice of Simba? Was that Tevin Campbell?
Oh, I don't know.
I forget.
I don't know.
Anyway, the point is, he tells a story about how when he sang the Lion King and did the voice of Simba and the whole soundtrack for Lion King, that his mom counseled him, do not accept a big paycheck from Disney, get them to negotiate royalties. So he took way less. Like, it was something that
on the front end.
Yeah, I don't remember what the number was, but it was like, instead of taking a $5 million check, something like that, he took like $100,000 check plus royalties. And he's like, now fast forward to 20 years later, I'm still getting checks from that, where I would have gotten one lump sum and never got paid again.
That's crazy.
So when I see stuff like that, it's like, you know, I'm always more on the side of like owning your own stuff, man. Like, don't cash out too soon. And maybe 100 million's a lot. You can't say that's too soon. But
that's a lot of money.
I just feel like, for me, to sign like a creative contract, if I, you know, like artist wise or something, it would have to be with me having a majority of the control still. And I don't know if those contracts exist.
Yeah.
I'd need that. I need that. Like, I could still write the lyrics I want to write. I could still perform it the way I want to perform it and choose my songs. That'd be really important. I wouldn't sign away a deal that just says, now you tell me what to do.
Yeah, hopefully he can continue to do what he does, because I think the allure of that show was that he's going to give you a platform for which you know, that you can speak for hours if you want. Like, he brought on, I remember when he brought Bernie Sanders on recently. Because Bernie was only getting, you know, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there at these debates, and now he can come on Rogan show, and I can talk for 2 hours.
Yeah. You know? And that shows how much time.
And you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, no, you control it. Like, the whole idea that you have to go to the news or to, you know, cable to get your message out, it just doesn't exist, man. And these people are just backpedaling, and it's funny. Like, they'll do the lobby game where like they'll try to get the government to intervene and do all these things. It's like, compete. Stop trying to cheat and get people cut down. Like,
well, that's the beauty of competition, man. It's only good for us.
That's where capitalism works.
Yeah.
Where it's like the best product should come to it should.
That's how it should work, right?
It shouldn't be a situation where people have and this is where it's bad, when they get so big to where they can go lobby and you know, influence laws to be created to where you get shut down now. because I couldn't compete with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the United States of America.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America.
Surprise.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
100 million. What would you do? 100 million. Can you ever think about this? It's a silly question. What would you do with $100 million? But what would you do with that kind of cash, man? That's insane.
No, it would have to create more cash.
Yeah.
Is what I would have to do with it.
Yeah.
I'd have to put it in businesses and stuff like that. Here's the thing, until you have that money, you can't really judge too much, because when you have that in your account, you know, a couple $100,000 here, a couple $10,000 here, $50,000 car, you start spending it and you don't realize where that money went. You wake up and it's gone.
Well, it all, you know, to a millionaire, $10,000 is like $10 to us. You know,
but to a millionaire that is making $1 million every year.
Right.
To a real millionaire.
To a real, that's somebody
that's producing that.
Right.
10,000
consistently.
Is nothing. But here's the thing, we've seen it. When I was younger, I used to think that if you hit $100,000, you had it made. Without getting too much into, forget it. I'll just get into it. It is what it is. I have seen six figures. I have seen it, and I do not feel like I made it. I don't feel like I'm rich. I still felt broke. I still felt like I was just barely making ends meet.
Right.
And I don't live a super lavish life.
No,
I don't. So $1 million, I think it ain't really as much as we used to think when we were young.
Yeah.
I think I could blow through $1 million in a couple months, easy. Yeah. You go get yourself a nice $200,000 house, because if you get $1 million today, how much is going to be gone in taxes? Let's say on the nice side you left with $500,000.
Dude, $200,000 home. That's what I got right now.
Yeah, like you get that, and it all depends where you live too. If you're in California, for $1 million, you're getting a 2-bedroom apartment.
If that.
Like, so, yeah, it all depends, right? Like when you cash out and stuff like that is really going to depend on where you live and what your goals are. But if I had $100 million and we lived here, it'd have to be something that makes money back, like start another business. Because I heard this one thing too. I heard that people were saying that you're a fake entrepreneur if you only have one business. They were like, if you only have one business, you're not an entrepreneur. You are what we call self-employed.
Tony, do you know how many entrepreneurs there are now?
Everybody's an entrepreneur. Everybody's a CEO.
Everybody's a CEO and an entrepreneur and an influencer.
Yeah, it used to be tastemakers, influencers, pushers of the culture.
Everybody's got CEO in their Instagram freaking bio.
CEO, president.
Come on, man.
For whatever it's worth, we own this thing.
We do.
We own it.
We are business owners.
We got paperwork that says it.
Yeah, with our names on it, baby.
For whatever it's worth.
Is that cool? Yeah, whatever.
I don't think you're going to find, a lot of these people, you won't find a single government document that says CEO on it.
No, they won't.
No. Yeah. CEO and your company has 2 people, like... That's cool, man. Like,
yeah.
I guess you got to start somewhere, man.
And isn't it funny, like, everybody has a brand now? That's a buzzword, man, brand. Everybody's got a brand. Everybody's got a look. I'm like, dude, you're a dude on Instagram. You don't need a brand.
But I think brand is just the social media way of just saying your reputation.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And you should have cared about that.
It's a style. It's another word for style.
Yeah.
You know, you have a certain style about you that's consistent. Okay, I guess that's a brand.
Yeah, no.
What is our brand?
We don't have one. Maybe we need help with that. We need a marketing professional to help us.
What would you say our brand is, people? What is our brand? The Tsunami Digital Media brand. What when you see our content, you see our videos we produce, what is that brand? I would say clean.
Yeah, it's clean. It's
highly produced, I would say. Meticulously produced, I would say. To a fault sometimes.
Yeah. I think and I hope with the more people we work with, they understand that we really don't treat them like just a customer. Like everything we create is like, if that was my business, how would I want to be represented? Because I don't want to embarrass you, and if you're embarrassed, then I get embarrassed.
No, for sure. And
the way I see it.
You know, we've been doing some projects lately for a client where we feel like we're part of your team, and we are in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We're trying to make you represent yourself to the best, possible way.
It's funny when I go shoot videos, outside of Tsunami, people be like, get my good side or whatever and make sure you cut out this and that. I was like, I'm gonna tell you something. My job as far as being behind the camera is not to embarrass you, and I haven't done that yet. Yeah. I'm not gonna put you in there stuttering. I'm not gonna put you in there ums and stuff like that. I'm gonna make sure you look right. So
yeah, and hopefully our business has that reputation at this point, especially repeat clients. They know what they're gonna get. We're gonna be there crazy early. Yeah. We're gonna you're gonna have a freaking blast. We're gonna have a good old time when we create this content with you, and you're gonna look great. You're gonna sound great. Yeah, clean, baby.
It's almost 2 years in. We haven't got one back yet.
Yeah, we joke about this a lot. It's coming, right? You can't please everybody, but we
have.
How we operate though is we know the pitfalls. We know what we've learned. And yes, we have been pretty lucky and fortunate, but I don't know if I would call it lucky. We plan everything. We are very clear and transparent with people before we produce any kind of content for them.
Right.
What are your goals? What is your audience? Where are we deploying this thing? And what are you trying to get across? And then they trust us to creatively create that for them. Mm-hmm. And we have not had somebody come back and go, yeah, that's not what I wanted. Because we lay it all out first. This is what we're going to do. Are you cool with that? Yes. All right. And we deliver, baby.
I think part of that is being so young doing this, like in terms of age of the company and age of doing this professionally. Because we haven't been doing this long enough to be stuck in any ways.
No.
We're still learning and we're still trying to figure out new ways to do it, and everything is still exciting. We never walk into a space where like, I've done this video 400 times and I know the way it's going to be. It's going to be the tripod right there. You're going to walk over here. I'm going to follow you, pan over. It's never that.
No, it isn't. Every video is a new challenge. And you know what's cool is we've continued to learn on every shoot. We're always trying to evolve our skill set, how we do business, how we shoot video, how we capture audio. We're always looking for, what's the next piece of gear that was really great and we did the best we could with that, but how do we get better? And we're, dude, we live on YouTube. We live on the internet. I mean, we're always sending each other stuff every day. Dude, check this out. Look at this guy's video. Look at this. Oh, check this ad out. See how they did this text? Right. We got to learn how to do something like that. So it's great, man. I love this. I love this gig, dude. It's a lot of fun, man.
The hunger's still there.
Yeah.
I think, and one thing I noticed, I never really articulated it this way, but now that I think about it, I think the reason we're successful with the videos we make is because we don't go in there with the intention. Like, the priority is not what's the best video. We sit down and break down what would that person like. What's that personality? Like, what kind of music does that person like? We're real observant, and we look around as far as cut off that little ad there.
Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. This is
we got a non-paid ad.
This is how professional we are. Look at this.
Chop that off.
Hold on. Champlin College Online.
Beep.
And bye-bye. Like that. Okay. You got? Oh, I paused it. I paused space.
All right, that's enough.
I'm like Thanos.
But we go into a shoot, especially the first time we meet someone, and we're really observant. Like, what are they wearing? What's the vibe? The decorations,
man?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
and you know what?
What kind of music they
we
like.
joke about brand, but that's one of the things we look at first. We kind of immerse ourselves in what your company is all about, your energy, your look, your color palette, your how you and we'll do research before we even go to a new client. We'll look them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and kind of get a nice little repertoire of what they've done before meeting us.
And I think that's a huge part of the success that we've had, because people see themselves in the video. It's not just a nice video. They're going to be nice. Right. But it's like you see a video the way you would have wanted it, because we kind of figured out the kind of music you like, the kind of colors you like. You're going to like yours darker, lighter. We could just we're good judges of like what you would like. Like, I can go pick out your next album that you're going to buy off the shelf. I can kind of understand what kind of movies you like. We get into those conversations with people. And it's like when we make the video, it's like, because we always start with the music anyway. Always. And that really informs, like, people, most people already understand this. You dress by people, you see me and you know what kind of music I like. Yeah. You know that. Yeah. So that's a good starting point. When you already know the kind of music they like, you can move forward with the way the video is supposed to feel. And everything else will just the story will tell itself. Yeah,
just a little, we're jumping all over. But yeah, behind the scenes on how we create videos, it always starts with, what music tracks are we going to use?
It doesn't start with Microsoft Word.
No, it does not. It doesn't start with a script. Sometimes.
No, it starts with a script, but it doesn't. We start with the music.
Yeah. And we edit to the beats, baby.
We edit to the beats.
That's kind of part of our brand and our style. We are very musical. We're both musicians, dude. So I feel like that comes across in a lot of our work.
Yeah, no, if you pay attention, and I don't know if people catch it. I don't blame you if you don't catch it. But if you pay attention to when scenes change, they're always going to change on a beat. Yeah. Always. That's just the way
At least that's how we do it, man. And we've talked about this before. It's like when you're watching a movie or you're watching an ad or something on TV and you really like it, sometimes you can't put your finger on why you liked it. And most of those times it's because it felt good. Yeah. The editing felt right. It didn't feel jarring. Right. And, and I feel like that's kind of where we start. Yeah. It's with the music, baby. It's the beat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But, dude, and another thing about our job that I just love, man, and we're very fortunate, dude, is in videography and making video content, we get to meet so many different kinds of people and go to so many different kinds of places.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm a huge, you'd never know, but I'm a big people guy. So I love it, man. It's great. It's great. And it's a challenge. Every video is different. And you touched on it. We don't come through the door going, this is what we're going to do, and shut up.
Right.
And we're a film crew. Yeah. Look at these cameras with the big plastic box on the front that we got recently. That does look freaking cool, by the way. It all serves a purpose. But, yeah. I guess we just try to stay humble, man, and just... and one thing I've always lived by, and then, and it's translated with us, and I feel that you feel this way too, is every edit we make better than the last. Like, we're always trying, like, this, what we're working on right now, it's the best thing we've done. Yeah, and for the most part, it's always kind of been that way.
Yeah, like, we'll look at, have we done it before like that?
Yeah.
And they've been better, really. I mean, it's like when you start picking your demo reel or whatever, it's always like, well, what was the last video we did?
Mm-hmm.
I never go back to, like, let's go back to the video we did 3 years ago. Like, I already look at this stuff and it's like, it looks old.
Yeah, like I was looking at a couple of videos earlier today while we were editing, and I was like, man, I would have done this differently. I would have done this. Exposure wasn't perfect on that one. I could do that one better. And
that's good, man. I go back to the passion and the hunger thing. Like, I don't want to do anything to where I'm just phoning it in. And it's just like, this is the way I hate that. I can't stand the whole, like, this is the way it's always been done.
Mm-hmm.
No. Try new things, man. Like, for example, we made jokes about people, with tripods and stuff like that. Like, there's a time for that. But when it becomes a crutch where it's like, it should be tripoded and the angle should be here, it should be at a 45. And
because this is how it's always been done, and I've seen people do it this way, so you guys got to do it like that. It's
like try things every now and then. And for us, you know what? And it's funny because when we started, we wouldn't bring a tripod anywhere. It was all a gimbal or handheld, and now we're more intentionally like, let's put a tripod down. Let's get this angle right here.
Well, we're getting older. We're getting tired.
No, that's
I'm
not
just joking.
That's not
it.
I think we're stretching ourselves and covering every single base as far as understanding what's the best shot. And it's not just, I bought this, $1,000 gimbal. I better use it for every single shot.
You're right. And, we used to shoot a lot of, and we still do usually shoot at higher frame rates. We're getting kind of nerdy here now.
Well, slow motion. People
slow motion.
That.
A lot of we used to shoot a lot of slow motion, and we still do. But there's a time and place for that too, and we're growing and learning when that could be a little bit more effective. Because if you just keep doing something over and over again, you just kind of get
Well, and it all comes in seasons.
Numb to it. Yeah.
It comes in seasons because for a while it feels fresh and you're still excited about it, and then it's like, I got to try something else.
Yeah, you get a new piece of gear that does a certain thing that you've never been able to do before. Then it's like we had these gimbals. Gimbals are they're
everybody knows what a gimbal is.
It's a gimbal,
man. For phones now.
They make a stabilizer. It's a stabilizer. It floats your camera, right? So you don't get that handheld jiggle. When we first got them, these new ones have this thing that's called a vortex mode, where it can take the camera and do a complete 360-degree loop.
We used it in one paid video.
And we were like, oh, that's cool. And then that's that.
But a lot of times that's what it is, though. It depends. Yeah. Like, so my dad, I was talking about that probe lens. It's like $1,200.
Oh yeah, the Laowa, the long. Lens, right? Yeah.
And I was like, I want to get that lens, but it's like, what
would we do it? Well, yeah.
But it's the truth, and he's like,
it's a tool.
It's a tool, and even if you use it for one job, you got use out of it.
Sure, and it's nice to have something in the tool bag. Like we talked about this the other day. Everybody gets off on the whole drone thing. I can count on one hand how many paid gigs, minus real estate, of course, that we've used the drone. You know what I mean? It doesn't,
it doesn't come into play, man.
Yeah,
and maybe that it has to be largely in part to the fact of where we live.
Yeah. This is true. You know what? That's a good point.
There's not a lot of places we can fly it, even if we wanted to.
Yeah. Legally.
And even if we could fly it in a lot of places around here, just from the sky, there's not a whole lot of visually appealing. Like you would think, like the skyline of New York, Los Angeles.
Does it add to the story you're trying to tell?
No, or does it adds to? You know what it adds to? A lot of other companies adding the price.
That's
it. To say, I'm now going to charge X amount. Hundreds of dollars an hour
because the drone up.
I have a drone, and sometimes they won't even throw it up. Just like I have a drone in my, so here's some older stuff too. Like back when I was just doing the studio stuff, you would see a lot of, like, when people started learning how to do their own websites, they would pop up websites and just have these long exhaustive lists of every microphone they had, every square foot of acoustic foam, every little windscreen, and just beat you over the head with, this is what I got.
And that's justifying my price?
Yeah, exactly. That would be the mindset, right?
Yeah, nah.
And you kind of see that in video still. You see it in production companies. You see it in companies, period. It's like, you were going to pay, $50 an hour because I had to go buy $100 million worth of tools or whatever the heck. And it's like, we kind of see it a little different. You know, we work our stuff different on the scope of the project, but
I think we've evolved in that too, because when we first started out, you know, we were really big on, you're going to get 2 shooters. We're going to be shooting in 4K, stabilized thing. But nowadays, we're like, we don't say any of that.
Well, because we realized early on that people either they don't know about it and they don't care.
Or they just really don't care.
Can
you deliver a product that's going to get the mission accomplished?
And here's what we realized too, and this is no offense to anybody. You couldn't tell the difference if it was 4K or 1080. And that's just the reality. Like,
because a lot of our content is being consumed on the small screen, man.
You wouldn't be able to tell. Like, I'd have to tell you it was 4K for you to be like, that's 4K.
Right. And to get real nerdy here, the reason why we shoot in 4K on everything for the most part is not because it's a higher resolution. Yes, it's nice. You get a little bit more detail. But really, we can do more things in post production in the editing room when we have more pixels to work with.
Yes, a larger picture.
It's a much larger picture so that, you know, we can punch in, we can do some post-production zooms and some pulls and you know, we can crop things the way we want it. So, but yeah, all the technical jargon, and that's funny. They're listing windscreens. It's like, okay, whatever, dude.
Was wild
yeah,
stuff.
you
It's
should
like
have that.
Every single
we're hiring you.
like
You're
that.
a professional video production company. I expect all of that.
It would be like every plugin too. I've seen this.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
like every plugin. I have this plugin, that plugin, that plugin, and it's
whatever, dude. I don't care.
And I guess it depends your market, because I will tell you there was a time, and I don't know if this is the case today. There was a time where people would call studios and be like, "Do you have auto-tune?" And that's like how they would base their decision. Like, if you don't got it, like
That's funny.
But really, it's like when you really think about it, when you get into art, and if you really care about this and you go beyond just a weekend hobby, you really shouldn't be looking at what equipment they have, more like what have they produced.
We've been asked that. You guys got a drone? It's like,
for what?
For what?
For what? We got a drone.
We do. But why?
That would be the first question too. You could put the drone up, right? Like,
yeah, we've heard that before. It's like, well, we're shooting a music video. Like, do we? Like...
no, and a bunch of people. It's like we'll explain to them. Listen, it's illegal, but you can fly it anyway, right?
I mean, we just throw it up for a few minutes, right? No, we cannot.
Man, and
Tsunami Digital Media LLC cannot do that.
Yeah, man, it's like you could drive your car 150 miles an hour. You can.
Yeah. A lot of people, we're getting into some rule stuff now, but I don't know if we've talked about this on the show, but, you know, we've had some pretty wild requests about just filming in public. In public areas, there's a lot of rules and regulations that we follow that a lot of people aren't really privy to.
And we don't know all of them either.
We don't know everything.
But what little we do know, it's like we try to educate people and we try to set expectations.
Yeah.
So we've never, again, we honestly have never produced a video people have hated, but we have turned projects down already.
We have, yeah.
We've turned down quite a few, and people have turned us down. When we start explaining to them the rules and what we can and can't do based on laws, and some people don't necessarily believe
it's all
it,
good.
And they move on.
It's all good, you know. It's all good. But yeah, no, we have had to do that a number of times. We just, whether it be, you know, we don't feel comfortable because we'd be breaking the rules, or you know, their scope was to the point where, you know, we couldn't really deliver what they were envisioning, right? Because they think we're industrial light and magic out of California, Silicon Valley, you know.
Yeah, no, and we're learning. We're being more selective with. It is what it is. We're a little more selective with the projects we take on. Mm-hmm. We talk to people and just here's what we can and can't do. We come to an agreement and we choose who we work with. I mean, we're open to work with anyone, but sometimes the shoe just doesn't fit, man. We're just not the team for you, and we hope we are. Yeah. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way, man. Like the visions don't line up, and maybe our capabilities don't make it that way. Yeah. I'm sure that there's production companies out here that are more quick on their feet as far as getting approvals to fly in more restricted airspace and stuff like that. We're not there yet.
Yeah, here in Hampton Roads is very difficult. It's and you know we do. You know, we're coming into real estate time frame now. Mm-hmm, you know, the weather's getting nice, so we're gonna start kicking that again, but. We have to tell these realtors, like, yes, we have a drone, and if it's if we're cleared to fly it, that's not a guarantee we're going to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. Even if we're clear to fly, sometimes it doesn't need to be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you get into the bad problem of explaining to them it was too windy. That's something a lot of people are not going to want to understand either.
Yeah, it's funny because I'll check the METARs, man, like the real stuff. And even on DJI, it'll show you what that wind speed is up 150 feet up into the air. Yeah. And it may not feel like, the winds are 5-10 miles an hour on the ground, but dude, it's freaking a hurricane up there, dude.
Like when you go to the ocean front.
Yeah, man.
People assume, oh, you got an open airspace over there by the beach. Yeah, but the beach, there's nothing breaking that wind.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the full force of that wind coming across the ocean front. So
yeah,
it's different. So it goes. We talked about it before. We try to do stuff right, and it's been working out, man.
yeah.
The secret sauce for Tsunami has just been just getting to know people first. Like, that's been the priority.
Yeah.
Who are you? What are your likes and dislikes? And then from that, we reverse engineer your personality. And we come to, what would be the movie you would want to see? What's the video you would want to see?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you knew how to make a video, what would that look like?
Yeah,
and that's what we try to do.
And a lot of the times we take the client's ideas and feedback. I would say all the time. We use a lot of their ideas.
Yeah.
We'll mold it and kind of get it to where we can be successful with it. But we're open to it, man. I think that's part of our brand too, and we're gonna go the extra mile too, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna go the extra mile every time, and we're gonna make it right for you.
Yeah,
we're gonna make it right. We've had plenty of edits, but no one's ever been like, yeah, this was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, and sometimes the edit will be something very, very minor. Like, what we get commonly? People forget stuff. Like, here's the logo I meant to give you, and I meant to add this little bit of information for my business card. I wanted to actually put my phone number. It'll be little minor stuff like that. Like, once they see it, they're like, I forgot this or whatever. But
yeah,
we've never had like a resequencing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go back and take that scene out and replace it with this. I don't remember that.
No, we haven't.
We get that like in our secondary jobs.
Yeah, from time to time.
Hear that, because they got a very, very specific brand guidelines, and there's a different story. Because when we're working for ourselves, we direct the
control
whole
that
thing, and we're clear with the end user what it's going to look like.
There's no middleman. There's no 6-7 bosses in between.
Yeah, with other people, their teams work great. When you're working for government entities or larger corporations and stuff like that, you got 6-7 people that want to get involved, and that's fine. It works. Yeah. But that's where you get multiple edits coming in, because in those 6-7 people, not everybody saw it at the same exact time. Then a week later, you got Bob that said, hey, you forgot to add a shot of this. It's like...
Yeah. Okay, you got to go back on the final version.
Yeah, you end up with that V1, 1, 2, 3, 3, whatever.
V4, V5. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, final is what it used to be.
Final. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
Final fixed. Final clean,
This time, the real final.
Yeah, man.
Longest file names ever.
But we're charging ahead. We're back. For the most part, we're back. We're starting to get back into the studio, as you can see. Safely, obviously.
Yeah.
Getting back to some client work, which is great. We've missed it, that's for sure, man. And hoping everybody is still staying safe. It's still crazy out there, dude. It's still crazy.
Yeah. Today is the week of the weekend, and I'm going to say this because we're going to for Overwatch. This is the weekend of the 22nd, 23rd, 24th.
Mm-hmm. Next
week, it's like, we're if you guys need a video, you guys want studio time, whatever, let us know.
Yeah, man.
We're back at it.
We're cleaning this office like every other day we're here, man.
Yeah, we got masks and all that still. So
yeah, man.
We're ready to just say it's back open completely. There's nothing we're not doing right now, I don't think, right?
No, not really. Obviously, we're not getting in big groups. These client videos is usually for 1 or 2 people, and we're there, we're in and we're out. But
yeah, the nature of our business is like the most. I think it's like 4 or 5 people in a room.
I mean, if you're trying to do a music video with 100 extras in it, that might be an issue. That's not going to happen right now, but
Yeah, but the stuff we've done, and people are familiar with what we do, and they see in our videos. We're back doing that stuff. So
yeah,
real estate, all that stuff, business commercials.
We're back, baby. We're back, baby.
You're rapping, come in here.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Easy.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
But also, by the way, we'll be releasing this on Friday. You'll be a daddy of 3 at that point.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations from the past now to the future to the present.
Thank you, sir. Yeah,
man. It's
right now you're watching this and I'm holding my child
at home.
Yeah, because this is not live. Sometimes we put it as a premiere and people think it's live.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's like it's not.
No, we don't do the live thing. We don't do the live thing. Maybe one day, every once in a while, we'll do a live thing. It'll be kind of fun.
Maybe we'll be a guest on Jack's show, and that's how we'll be live.
Yeah, man, that would be cool. That'd be cool. Oh, also, man, we got to get a guest in here. We got to get a guest. We'll do some kind of social distancing thing. We'll set it up in the big room, in the big.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we've been talking about having Jack on here.
Yeah,
there's a couple of business people that do business on Facebook and Instagram that we've reached out to before that.
Yeah.
When all this pandemic, COVID, whatever happened, we pumped the brakes on it.
Yeah.
But we kind of know what we need to do now. People are educated enough to know how to proceed doing business and stuff like that. So we're back at it. Yeah. I'm glad that our barbershop friends are back to work.
Bush
Cuts
that's great to see.
To work.
Bush Cuts, Moises.
The parlor's back.
The parlor,
Moises is back.
Man. All our people are back, man. That's awesome.
Go get your hair cut.
Yes, please, dude. That's gonna be what I gotta do that this week.
Tip
coming
these guys. Tip often.
Yeah.
Help them out, man.
Enjoy your outdoor dining. Please be nice to your servers, please. Thank you.
Yeah, be a little patient with these people because we're
all learning, dude. We're learning.
Well, a lot of them is 50% capacity for the customers.
Mm-hmm.
That includes your workers too. You can't have your whole staff of 40 people in there now.
Yeah.
So, you guys relax, take it easy.
Be fortunate, man. Be fortunate, be humble, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, if you're gonna take it to go, just understand this isn't the same climate that you're used to.
Yeah.
Just take it and leave it. Like, if you're gonna take it to go sit down and eat, just be conscious that it's not gonna be the same exact experience. But if you need something quick, just go take it to go. Take it back home, man. You're supposed to be home anyway right now. So.
Right. Stay home. Stay safe.
Patronize. Is that the correct word? Patronize these locations. Support them with your money. But don't be hard headed about it, man. There's this ego, this "you shall serve me" type of attitude. You underlings, go get my food. Like,
dude,
relax,
I can't. I have to put the blinders on when I go to these restaurants. Before COVID, I'm just going to a restaurant in general. Some of the worst mannered adults I've ever seen. Like, especially like in line at like a fast food point. Yeah, hi, welcome to such and such. Can I help you? Yeah, give me a number 3 large. Like, it's just like, geez, who raised
It's a fine
people,
line because you want to go in there. You want to go in there and get to know them. Like, hi, Tim.
Hey,
how
Tim,
are you doing today?
Yeah, what you doing? How much longer you got on your shift,
what time
man?
You get in? Like, how's the family?
What's going on?
Like,
yeah, what's up, man? You want to be Facebook friends? Come on, man.
Making ends meet, baby. Like,
yeah, what's up?
I'm just like,
that's funny.
I'm borderline on the whole, like, let me get
give me a this.
Number
just don't
3,
say give me this.
You'll get out of me. You'll get like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
And then we go straight into the order.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't necessarily do that. I work the fast food stuff like that. I've done the service stuff. It's tough, man. I hate seeing customers treat employees bad, but there's bad employees too. Some of them don't care, don't do their job right, and it's like, hey, if I'm paying for the food, I want it hot. And I want it served in a certain amount of time, and sometimes that experience doesn't happen. So expectations need to be set on both sides. If you're a server and a cook, be patient with your customers too, because they're experiencing something they haven't before either. So
they haven't had their margarita in over 2 months at their favorite bar. Jeez.
Their Orange Crush.
Yeah, their Orange
Crush.
We're
in Virginia Beach, so we can talk Virginia Beach stuff like that.
I'm going to get an Orange Crush after I get my hair colored. Okay.
Yeah,
stay home.
The guilty pleasures of life, man. Life is returning back to normal. I'm excited to hold my daughter that we're gonna have tomorrow. God willing, everything is safe. Everything is healthy and strong, and we get back home soon.
Yeah, man. That's very exciting, dude. I can't wait for you, man. That's gonna be great. I
took a couple of days off of work since we're working from home. I haven't needed to take like leave because I'm working from home. So it's like Joyce could watch the baby for 2-3 hours while I knock this out. It's better than 8 hours.
Man, I got this, dude. You take your time, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hold down this shit, baby.
This is easy.
Yeah, man.
Well, and the thing is, the nature of what we do, man. Any of us could jump in and do it, man.
Yeah, no,
either of us. I say any of us, like there's more than 2. And either of us is jump in and just knock it out. So.
And that's why this partnership is so great, man. We've leaned on each other so many times in the last couple of years, dude. It's been great. I couldn't do it by myself, man. That's for damn sure.
Well, it's funny. Like, I talked about that the other day. Like, you probably could have, but there would have been moments that just would have been horrible.
It would have been very difficult, for sure.
There was some headaches. It was just like,
we've had some fun moments.
I'm glad I'm struggling. I'm struggling through this with somebody else. Because to do this part by myself would have been horrible. You would have started asking if it's worth it.
Those late nights working up to 2-3 in the morning, editing by yourself, getting frustrated because the computer's freaking breaking.
Yeah, and these computers, they're like, no matter how much money you spend, it's always it's not gonna be fast enough.
No, it's never fast enough.
It's never gonna work exactly. Like, the side note, I wish I got a Tim Cook sponsorship or whatever.
Yeah,
that's his name, Tim Cook.
Tim Cook
Apple.
at Apple, yeah, Mac.
Yeah, you make fantastic computers, but you jerks don't make them upgradable at all. So now, like, when I want, like, as my needs expand, I gotta go buy another $3,000 computer. Why can't I just go buy another like a processor? Or
give me a new motherboard, man.
Like, these guys started soldering the RAM on their laptops,
and everybody's gonna go, well, then you can buy a PC. You can buy a Windows-based machine.
Okay, when you can use Final Cut on a PC, then I'll go get a PC. Like, that's just what I want to use. I use Final Cut.
If you can burn through 4K footage and edit in real time, you let me know.
That's the thing, and these guys said, So the nerds like us that like that technology stuff, you guys shoot in 4K. You're not doing it on a Windows computer. You're not. Like,
no, not really.
Not on Premiere. You're not. Well, here's the thing. You are going to make your videos 4K. You're not going to edit in 4K.
You're not editing.
It's not going to happen. You guys are not doing it. You guys are all putting your stuff. I'm going to display it at half resolution.
Mm-hmm. I'm
going to proxy this. I'm going to do that. It's fine, man. But once you guys get used to editing in 4K, man,
you ain't never going back. and it, you know, from just a timeline perspective, it's like you know, making proxies on stuff and rendering in half and then re-rendering the the workflow is much longer. So we streamlined, man. We're streamlined.
Like I just can't imagine doing it that way. Like I can't imagine having so we have a recording studio aspect to this office.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine mixing and mastering and recording, tracking someone in subpar
audio
horrible
quality.
Audio, and then saying when I export it, it's gonna sound great.
Trust me, it's gonna be fantastic.
It's gonna sound awesome. Like, but the whole time I'm editing it, this is just poor quality. Like I can't.
Yeah, no,
it's
we
the
do
same
it.
way with my eyes. Like I want to see what I'm doing. I want to see what it looks like towards the end. Like, and Mac offers that, and that's why we stay Mac.
Yeah, baby.
But you guys are too expensive for what you offer. We can get 2 Windows computers with the same specs for the price of this one.
Mm-hmm.
But
at the end of the day, ease of use, and for what we do, it makes the most sense.
Yeah, that's why we got the cameras we got. We could have got $10,000 cameras. We got a $1,000 camera now. Now these cameras have depreciated, but they still they still have features that cameras doubled and tripled their price do not have.
Yeah, we did our research on that, baby. Future proofed it for a while.
Yeah, and the only reason you saw, so we got some new gear in here for the nerds too. Maybe one day we'll do a video on this. We've been talking about doing a gear review or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a Apollo X6, Apollo X4. This stuff costs more than some cameras. This stuff right here. But there was no need to get another camera. The camera we have that's 2 years old
is still killing.
It's still destroying brand new cameras.
Mm-hmm. Specs wise.
Yeah, so it's whatever.
Feature wise.
Most clients don't even know what you're shooting on anyway.
No, it's okay.
And you throw a plastic box in front of the lens.
Yeah, no. Is it big? Does it look like a cinema camera?
What's that on the front of your lens? That's a price increase.
That's a price increase,
That's what that is. What's that big battery on the back of your camera? That's a price increase.
That's a price increase.
But most
we don't do that.
It really isn't. But that's
it. Will
to the point. This is more for creatives. Like most people don't know what you're using anyway. So use what's best.
Can you tell a story? With. Can you tell a story, Tony?
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. The joke is the long way around. Don't worry about what equipment you're using. Because people really don't know what you're doing as far as it. They're not impressed with the 4K like we mentioned. Like
some people maybe.
Yeah, like
you show up on set with a fully decked out GH5 rig with the matte box, and you got your ND filters and your battery, that's gonna last you all day, and your monitor that's displaying in 4K. Yeah, it looks cool, but it all serves a purpose.
It should serve a purpose.
It should serve a purpose.
Beyond just trying to impress people with just cool. Vanity or whatever the heck, bells and whistles. But.
Yeah, we get those big, beautiful monitors on our rigs now because I don't like looking at a tiny screen because my eyes suck. I want to see it big.
Yeah, no, we definitely it's going to be used more for reference material. Like go back and look at it again, bigger.
But we back, man. We're back. It's a beautiful thing, dude.
We're back. Oh, the A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes came out. What is that, today? Yesterday?
Did it come out today?
That book, it came out this week.
Yeah, man.
This week it came out.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to check it out.
The Hunger Games prequel. I was watching the movies, coincidentally.
Those are dope movies, dude.
They're good. They're real good. I like them a lot.
Yeah, man.
So nothing else pressing going on right now that I could think of, man. Life is good. Life is great.
It's baby time tomorrow. Let's go. I'll be looking for those pictures. You better send me some, baby.
Oh, we'll have pictures, man.
Yeah, man.
We'll have pictures. Other than that, I'm not talking business with you guys. Talk to Matt.
Yeah. Call me.
You have your people reach out to my people, and my people will get to me.
There you go. That's right. Yeah.
Nah.
All business inquiries. Nah.
It's a great time. People understand. I'm gonna take a couple days to back away. No one's gonna notice.
No.
And I'll be back. And you had a kid? Yes.
Yes, I
had a third kid. I had a third kid. My dog died since then, and I had a third kid. A lot of things have happened since we've seen each other.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, dude. Well, until next week, man. I'm Matt.
This is Tony,
and this is the Tsunami Podcast.
You're always late. I can't take you anymore. You have no more.